Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than Welcome to Dallas, we love some legends.
Hola! You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Poofy Man podcast. To all of my regular viewers, welcome back. And if you're new, thank you for joining us. Listen, today we're going to discuss a strange anomaly that I've noticed. So, me and my wife, we like to go to movies sometimes. And, you know, whilst scrolling through the different, trailers and things coming out, the other night I noticed that, like, where the fuck did the comedies go? Has anybody noticed this? There are, literally no comedy movies anymore. And it seems like that's strange for me. That's really strange for me because, I mean, Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Adam Sandler. I mean, some of the best movies that I remember, in my past, down through my childhood, have been funny-ass movies. Made these guys that I've, the aforementioned list of men and people. Well, I didn't mention a woman. I'm very sorry. My apologies. But I relate to the men because I am a man. But the aforementioned list of comedians, how about that, made them millions and millions of dollars. You know, they were some of the A-list celebrities you'd see walking around or hear about, or TMZ would be trying to break into their home and put bugs and stuff. I mean, just harassing them all the time. And it's like, what the fuck? Where did those things go? And so, I didn't do a whole lot of research, but I did look around just because I was interested in some of just when was the last pure comedy? When did it come out? So the last significant comedy movie was Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home 2. Never heard of it. And it was released, guess, you won't believe it, 2017. 2017? It was 9 years ago? Lost track of time. It's been 9 years since, and apparently this movie had Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, John Lithgow, John Cena, Mel Gibson. It says that it earned $180 million on a $70 million budget. Sounds like it's pretty good. So what's the deal? Why did Hollywood put a blockade on comedies? So the only thing I can really think of, or there's two things really. So over the course of the last, 10 years, we have been kind of bombarded with, comedy on our little phones, right? And it comes in such short form that it's like these are 30-second clips that are so funny that you build a relationship off of them with people. That might be hard to compete with if you're a major motion picture studio trying to release millions and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of movies and stuff. It might also not be much of an investment opportunity for some of these studios, just because if you can't make them laugh in 30 seconds, then it's not funny, which is kind of sad. That's kind of sad. Not only sad for the people that perhaps lost some of their job opportunities that were very talented, at making people laugh, but because we've just crushed it down into its cellular level. And when I'm talking about humor, it's like, man, that's like the light of life. It's laughter. And now it's just like all we do is we go see these movies and they're all A12 studio, dim lighting, spooky, low frequency hum, scary sounds behind everything. Everything's got this dark tenor to it. And it's like, does it have something to do with the shift of just human nature? Like, are our preferences changing? I don't know. But one thing for sure is I'm not trying to take a position on this necessarily, but in this case, I have to blame some of the politically correct stuff, guys. Like, that's the reality here. And I'm not saying, like, maybe you don't give a shit. Maybe that stuff's more important to you than laughter. I don't know. For me, I don't know. Laughter kind of is a cure-all for everything for me. And I think you would probably agree if you have a soul. But, so, all of when we ushered in a lot of these, first there was, let's just pick on women for a minute. So there's the Me Too movement, right? It's like, okay, well, that knocks out an entire genre of comedy. Like, we can't think about if Wedding Crashers came out. A film like Wedding Crashers can't even come out anymore because studios won't take the risk of, losing their shirt over a comedy that essentially, kind of diminishes women to a sexual sort of, inanimate object or something, objectifies women, I suppose. Even though there was a time when women thought that was funny too. Like, I'm pretty sure I went to go see that with like my girlfriend at the time or something like that. And that's kind of sad because, one of the, it's long been considered, kind of a measuring bar for where a society is and where a civilization is based off of how free and liberated its comedy is. Way back when, you can pretty much judge where, like, the freedom and the freeness of a society, the openness of a society based off of where its comedy is. And so looking now, it's like, holy shit, we have no comedy. I don't know what that kind of means. I haven't really gone too deep into considering like whether or not that's a good thing or not, but to me, I wish there was a way we could do that without, like, we could find justice for people without having to completely eliminate an entire, canon of topical discussions and, especially comedy. Comedy brings out the best in everybody. Dave Chappelle, if you look out at a crowd in Dave Chappelle's shows, there's everybody's there. And that's because everyone loves to go there and confront things that make them uncomfortable. And Dave Chappelle does this thing where he can take something that seems to be very serious and very grave, a very grave subject that you might not want to talk about, and actually show you how silly it is. And that's what comedy does. Satire does that. And a society without satire seems to me to be lacking something, maybe. So I don't know. I just thought about it. I thought it was weird, and I had not noticed that before, that comedy's gone. Like, and a lot of it's gone to Netflix and things like that. There were a couple little articles that I found where it was like, well, along with the short attention spans of TikTok users and, the younger generations and stuff, not trying to, diminish them or anything, but they're not gonna be sitting through a 2.5 hour funny movie, well, without looking at their phones and laughing every 5 seconds. So they can get 100 good laughs in with, 10 to 30 second videos on TikTok, why the fuck would they go see a 2.5 hour funny movie with a plot? Makes sense. And a lot of the streaming services have taken on some of the comedies. It's not like they're not making comedy movies anymore. I guess they are producing them. They're just cutting budgets on them and sending them off to Netflix. Personally, I haven't seen any. I mean, you know, it's just weird to me because those used to be big box office, you know, blockbusters. So anyways, as always, let me know what you think about it. I don't know. I'd love to hear some theories on it. You know, for me, I want to bring it back. I mean, goddamn, we gotta laugh every once in a while. Let your hair down, Jesus. So, as always, till next time, this is Poofy Man signing off.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than. Welcome to Dallas, we love some legends.